What do you think of Pepsi? You might think of a sugary drink, maybe Mars candy, or maybe, just maybe, you think about how they continuously profit off war. Since the start of the Ukraine and Russian war, Pepsi and Pepsi products have seen an uprise on profits in that region, where other companies like McDonald's and Coca-Cola have completely pulled from that market. But before we get into modern day, let's go back to the Soviet Union. In 1972, Pepsi becomes the first American brand to sell inside the Soviet Union. In exchange for Pepsi, they get vodka and other products to be exported to the United States. With this deal, they sold Pepsi in the Soviet Union and got vodka back to sell inside the United States. That happened because the Russian ruble wasn't worth much and classic bartering took its place. Now fast forward to 1989. The Soviet Union economy isn't doing too good. So what do? They sell submarines to Pepsi. Pepsi buys 17 submarines from them, making them one of the top private navies to ever exist and the 6th largest fleet in the world at that time. Now, they never actually used these submarines, and they ended up in the hands of a private Sweden company for approximately $3 million for scrap metal. A bit suspicious that Pepsi, a soda brand, made that deal. But it was the late 80s and early 90s, and Pepsi wouldn't continue to accept foreign money and profit over potentially damaging their brand, would they? 1992, the Pepsi incident, also known as the 349 incident. Pepsi runs a promotion in the Philippines where they put numbers inside the bottle caps. You buy a Pepsi, get a number, you win a prize. Their market value went from 19.4% to 24.9% during this. But what's this? The number 349 has been printed on way too many bottle caps, and that's the prize number for 1 million pesos. Approximately over 800,000 bottle caps had 349 printed on them. Big oops on Pepsi's part. But it was a promotion and a giveaway, so they made things right. Right? No. Riots, death, and ultimately Pepsi only offering 500 pesos, about $18 USD, to almost 500,000 people, only costing Pepsi roughly $9 million USD. And by the 1994, their market value recovered back to 21% in the Philippines, like it never happened. But this is all in the 80s and 90s. Pepsi has solved world peace now. The Kylie Jenner peace commercial. They had a questionable past, but it's 2017. Pepsi is for peace now, right? No more blood money, right? Russian-Ukraine war has started. Just after the first week, many US companies start pulling out of the Russian market. Who stays? Pepsi. The company PepsiCo has seen a 38% rise in sales in 2022 in Russia. Now, apparently they've finally stopped producing actual soda, but they're still selling chips and candy. Russia is still Pepsi's second biggest market outside of the United States. I only bring this all up because everyday brands like Ball Mason Jar Company, Amazon, even Google have US defense contracts, just like the top dogs Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. Could we see Pepsi become a defense contractor for Russia in the next few years? Will Pepsi ever stop and ask themselves, maybe our morals should be a bit more important than our profits? Only time will tell.